My Genshin Impact journey has led me to this. Yo, it's Venom. And I'm finally checking out the fabled Max0r video. This got recommended to me a lot. So I finally take the plunge. Let's do this.
Genshin Impact is a game which has sucked away my soul and killed my dog. I first began playing Genshin Impact because of all the cute women, then experienced apotheosis and a philosophical enlightenment through the death of my own ego. I love Genshin Impact, but this game will have an impact on your social life, and even after you stop playing, you will recover. To this day, it has left me in a perpetual state of sophisticated malding, and I recommend it for all the wrong reasons. In this game, you play as Genshin Impact, an extra-dimensional being whose brother was eaten by Mega Blocks and is forced to navigate Avatar, the last airbender for weeaboos. Powered by its simple chemistry system in which characters electrocute, burn, and throw rocks.
It's just a bunch of women.
Cool, but it, like Australopithecus, was my primary source of damage. Now trapped in the land of God.
Wait, that was Ningguang's ability? Wait. She has the ability to put up a wall and people can't get through it? Is she solid? Like, is she actually really good? Hold on.
Our protagonist must find a way to
Hold on, I might get her.
by fighting geometry.
I already have her, but I haven't really used her.
Midgets and the Ice KGB as well. We are here to explore.
Why did they show the Venti getting kicked? Why did he show the Venti getting butt kicked?
Solve puzzles.
Oh my god.
Cook. Get arrested for looking at Zhongling too much. Get sentenced to 10 years and emerge from prison a devout Buddhist. This video is going to be about my experience playing this interesting game and how to objectively have the most fun with it. It's a very bad sign when most people who play the game don't recommend it, but I do. Although I am slightly a dingus, so I don't recommend you take my opinion as fact, but as entertainment. So whether you're new
Who is that?
So I don't recommend you take my opinion as fact, but as
Oh, Yan Fei? I don't remember her.
New to this strange otherworldly Chinese software or a Genshin Pro, please allow me to tell you the tale of how this left a Genshin impact into my frontal lobe.
Nah, that's hard with that was far.
Players don't know. The age of consent is 18 years old.
Okay.
Let's begin with what's maximally important. Not the gameplay, not the story, nor anything you would typically associate with a video game. The single most important thing in this game is rolling dice to gain attractive people and then parading them around
rolling
like a
dice?
TLC.
Okay.
I do not exaggerate when I say this is probably what attracted most people to this game. If you want an example, Lisa is a character who continually refers to herself as Sama and sounds like she is at all times on the verge of sex. I received a request and then decided that I would use Lisa exclusively to do rock climbing. That way I could hear her oddly
first stream, everybody tell me to do that.
10 hours of gameplay. I literally installed this game after downloading 60 images of Ganyu, since the official game specifies that she killed a monster after being eaten by it because her ass was so big it blocked his trachea and suffocated him to death. However, there is a cat.
Is that real? Is that real? There's no way that's real, right? There's no way that
on you, and I never will.
What?
To get characters, and that chance isn't high, 5.1% to be exact, and that's getting anyone. So if you want a particular character, get fucked. You could have your very first role be a high-level DPS character that carries you through the game with chimpanzee martial arts, or you could roll 3 useless small boys in a row and then desire death.
In fact,
God damn it. And while I'm writing out bad things that could be deal breakers, the anti-cheat in this game is very strong and has ring 0 permissions on your kernel. This means that it can read and write memory at any location in your computer without seg faulting. I, however, am not afraid, since if Xi Jinping does harvest my computer's data, all we will find is 50 pages of Waluigi hentai. It's your loss. And yes, it does turn off when the game isn't running. So this review is going to include a guide on how to have fun, because like real life, lusting after women causes suicidal depression. Step 1. Play as optimally as you want. Do not try to min-max shit because RNGesus will snap your fucking neck. Do whatever is fun with whatever you have. In my case, I decided that I would roleplay as a violent misandrist and only play as women out of principle. Any men that I rolled would be locked at level 1 and made useful in the coal mines. It is simply not worth it for me to engage in combat if I cannot also yank it. The central point of the character is that they are potential wives, and I am absolutely, definitely, 1000% secure in my masculinity. Playing the game optimally in in this case would mean making the game boring and staring at man ass. So fuck it. If for instance,
staring at man ass is crazy.
Questionable female to be my digital puppet, the chance of me receiving that would be 0.3%, which is where this image comes from. Take what you can get with the roles. Don't be mad. Exercise patience and control, and you will have a lot more fun. I definitely have not sold my.
Why does he keep showing that?
Mommy. But Max0r, I hear your thoughts. Why are you displaying a single image of a regular crab on my screen? And also, what is the world of Genshin Impact, and why are we here? That is a great question, James. Because before we get into the exploration and the combat, we must first understand the context with which I run my beauty pageant.
If I see Venti get kicked one more time, dog, I'm gonna cry, bro. Every time I saw that man get kicked, it hurt. What in the world?
Game made by Asian
oh my
people
god.
On my channel. The lore is some Hyperborean bullshit. So let's say rule number 2 of enjoying the game is not caring about this, just like 90% of the player base.
The Jade Chamber, all the lore to that.
The world of Teyvat is ruled collectively by 7 gods who govern the 7 elements. Except the nature god, he's special. This came about because 2,800 years ago, there were like 80 gods or something. Then everything changed. When
they all started shooting each other.
But actually, 7 seals opened up in heaven, so literally every god fought over their power to the death. The result was the 7 gods of each element we see today, each ruling over their own nation in their own fucked up ways. Every once in a while.
So the nature one, Nahida, Dendro? Oh, we didn't have Dendro back then. Okay, so that was Nahida, that's her. Yeah, I already knew about her though. Just from watching, you know, the character demos and stuff. So I know a little bit, but not enough to know what's going on with her.
Like how the electricity god just gave a girl with a mental disorder a talking bird. This also includes
oh my
god
god,
who could very possibly kill themselves for some reason. Now, the world you see in the
Please.
in 2 nations or 3 if you're from the future. The first
if you're from the future, okay.
Anarcho-capitalist commune in New Hampshire, which has no formal governance of any kind. They instead rely institutionally on vigilante justice, including a hot Batman. As a result, an entire territory of their nation is
calling him hot Batman is crazy.
No one has the systemic authority to stop people from exercising their rights and liberties to feed the wolves babies. Oh, also, there's the fucking dragon problem. Did I not mention the
Yeah, that's the dragon problem.
Next, we have the nation of Liyue, an extremely rich and powerful country to the east. They have recently come into conflict with Mondstadt due to the Luhua Pool massacre of 69, as well as an aggressive policy involving a 9-dashed line in the Sea of Clouds, headed by the Tianchuan Ningguang of the Liyue Qixing. Those are all real names. Liyue exhibits an unprecedented level of prosperity and control, living happily under the watchful eye of the rock god, who periodically disguises himself to ensure that the populace is behaving well and upholding their state contracts. Just in case. Now, China, I know you're new to making video games, yet in my country, we have a long history of shooting people. But who lives in Liyue and who lives in where is in? The answer is unfortunate. Populating this extensive world
unfortunate
factions of enemies with subgroups, elemental specializations, and fucking bullshit. The enemy variety of this game paints a picture of a post-apocalyptic nightmare world where raving bands of savages constantly destroy everything, locking humanity in a perpetual state of warfare with armies of bandits and the midget people. One of these
there's so much going on,
capable of empathy and complex thoughts, which is why they must be destroyed. These guys make the Gombe chimpanzee war look like
what is going on?
At no point does anyone in the entire game even give a shred of sympathy for the Hilichurls, except for Elon Musk. They can be big gorilla, small monkey, operate complex machinery, and have their own language. This makes it more fun to slaughter entire villages of them and steal their possessions with no consequences. In fact,
oh my god.
Overall, I would rate them a genocide out of 10. Next are the countryside.
Dog, I'm sorry I'm taking so many breaks. There's so much going on. There's so much going on, bro. Wow.
Of organized bandits called the Treasure Hoarders, who are just regular guys forced to fight you with shovels and Molotov cocktails. Are you sure they're the good guys? It's fortunate that, because they committed a crime, their lives are now forfeit. Abyss mages are very simple because they are one enemy with 2 reskins, who are also inhuman beings of the Dark Void who have sworn vengeance upon humanity itself. They
my god.
Entirely in fucking space. The Fatui of Snezhnaya are heavily armed diplomats.
Oh, okay. I have a question. Real quick, chat. If you thought this video was insane, the newer one is 7 times more edited. It's horrific. Oh my god. Is Snezhnaya probably gonna be like one of our last worlds? Is that gonna be like one of the last locations we go to? I'm just off of what y'all think. Like just hypothetically, yeah. Okay. It'll probably be one of the last ones. Second to last, most likely. I was wondering that because I was like, I wonder if that's gonna be next.
Dominate the world of Teyvat through subterfuge, and employing 9-foot-tall people with hammers is absolutely conducive to this goal, I promise. They are unique among Teyvat because they serve the interests of the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, also known as the God of Ice. That's important because it's very weird that they primarily use electricity and fire. I guess the Ice God is just fucking lazy. The Fatui
Come on, bro, stop doing that.
The Wind God's power, or like a
oh my god.
They're also really hot, so I'm not stopping them. Finally, we have the local
she did look good.
Teyvat, which is 90% slimes and 10% these fuckers. I spent most of the night waiting to do something.
Wait for them to just come and attack. Bro, when I see them, I just walk away.
That's really what the combat is all about. Sometimes it's like, holy fuck, that is a whale. And other times
I forgot about that fight. I actually want to fight Child again, bro.
Really, no matter what happens, you're in for an experience. Let's find out if that's bad or worse.
Yo, no. That what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. Nah, that's incredible, bro. That is incredible. Nah, seeing Barbara like this is hilarious, bro. This is hilarious. The combat, okay. So he's basically giving like a review of the game.
Impact is a game about flow, where to maximize their power, the player dynamically switches between their DPS character and everyone else. Rule number 3 of Genshin Impact: pick one.
And everyone
Your
else
team is comprised of your DPS baby, your heal support, your burst support, and moral support. Think of it like a
and
train
moral
with only
support.
one engine and enough weight to kill Terry Davis. Now,
oh my gosh.
Have elemental alignments, which, depending on the enemy, can ruin the game. My wife Barbara could heal me, but in the process, must make everyone wet, which makes us a proverbial bathtub, which enemies will then catapult toasters into for massive damage.
Oh my god.
Blast. You feel like a chemistry professor gone rogue, using the elements to his advantage and then blowing himself up in the process. Unless your DPS uses rocks, in which case, you know, just watch, I guess. Everything is elements, and everyone has an elemental skill and alignment. Unless you're the nature god, who has no characters. Some are bad, and others are very bad. But many are completely game-changing. Like
watch out!
Mechanic to the game, or how Ningguang invalidates all ranged enemies. The combat is definitely its strength, and is an experiment in how bad you can craft your psychotic dog water alchemy, and hopefully create a moving ball of destruction strong enough to kill God. To extend this concept, every character uses one of 5 unique weapon classes, such as Mongolian.
What was the 5 weapons?
Uses one of 5 unique
Get away. Oof. Huto, please peg me. Whoa. This weapon swings slow. Sweaty speedrunner. What?
Weapon classes, such as Mongolian, Controller Erosion, the Waiting Game, Egg Catapults, and the Speed Demon. So be careful with who you choose and what weapons that— oh wait, no, it's random, get fun. Now, this would all be excellent gameplay if it didn't sometimes amount to throwing 2 sponges at each other. Enemies scale to your level, and generally health is not hard to come by. So depending on your investment, some enemies could take minutes to kill. This all amounts to making a classic video game build, the tank, entirely useless. You don't need a tank.
Okay, I'm just supposed to pause that.
Who is a tank against your will. Health is literally always a shackle and a curse. That is, of course, unless you're playing Barbara, whose healing scales only off of health, making her tankier than Tianlu. Let's go over an example party to give you some idea of the insanity that we're working with. It is optimal in most of my combat scenarios to cause forest fires by throwing a spicy bear. Why? Well, it's obvious. My DPS Beto can parry anything, which includes
oh my god.
Fire. Or how about Ningguang, who spawns a wall inside of enemies like it's Gary's mod. We just do it to piss them off. Did I also mention you can invite your insane Discord stalker to play co-op with you? The combat is fully functional.
Hello, Max.
I made a mistake, and this is going into the
Whoa! Wait a minute.
System by which you customize artifacts, upgrade and level your character's talents, because that's boring. It can be made especially boring when you have to pick 30 mushrooms to do it, but you know, here we are. That leads me to my next point. You're gonna have to explore for those mushrooms. And that sounds bad, but it's actually the best part. Get ready for some cross-country gaming, because we literally have a lot of ground to cover. So rule number 4 of Genshin Impact is that if you see something, just go.
Just go? Okay. Respect, my fault.
You've probably noticed at some point that this game looks identical to Breath of the Wild, right down to the UI. This is an objectively correct assessment. It's just that the game doesn't give a shit, and neither should we. Breath of the Wild was so good that I wanted Breath of the Wild with more anime pussy, because goddamn it, why did Nintendo make Zelda look like that? The amount of bandits and foreign soldiers in this game suddenly makes sense when you realize it has the geography of fucking Afghanistan. It's quite the vertical place, but you're given the tools to navigate it, like your feet or your sweat. And there is quite a bit to see. So, for an example, when I first installed the game, I didn't know that Liyue was in it. That's over half of the map. I was doing a quest that required a wild radish, so I naturally went hiking to find it and accidentally discovered the entirety of Ming Dynasty China, at which point I was wrongfully assaulted after being mistaken for opium. This is one of those games where you start finding chests in the wild and within 30 minutes are flying to a strange island with a man named Jeffrey. It's actually not that different to Skyrim, but this game makes Skyrim look like it's in Kansas. There is always something to do and always something to find. You would think that it would get stale, but they just keep finding ways to turn on my neurons. There is a puzzle. I just wanted the chest, which spans an entire region.
I just wanted the chest.
To climb 3 mountains.
Oh, I remember we did this on stream.
And it's viable. There is no direction that you can go that will not help you in some tangible way, and that's what's important about exploration. It's not just pretty, it's optimal. You see this shit right here. This activates my fucking almonds. Exploring this game trains your neurons to fire at the most basic of incentives, like a lab chimp. But seriously, if you aren't yet considering the game, just have fun exploring it, stop and smell the flowers, and accidentally find China over a vegetable. I found it eventually. It took 3 hours. Now, if
to find a radish is crazy.
I recommend because the game is free. It costs $0. It cannot yank your bank. Not that I would know, but I must warn you that there are some serious drawbacks besides the fucking Chinese surveillance state that you have to install. So it's time to give you the final tools and rules that you need to enjoy this game.
Okay, give me the final tools and rules.
Regula numerus quinque of Genshin Impact is just, please God, use the resin every day. So
as of right now, I probably have 300 resin out of 160. So y'all know that just spoke to my soul. I'm in a resin crisis.
To explain that, you have to understand that this game works by mostly giving you what you want when you seek it out. Unless it's crit damage. So you don't end up
unless it's crit damage
for 10 hours a day for a single goddamn Warframe chassis. But there is a catch. When it comes to grinding, there is a clever way to make sure that you can't trivialize the entire game, which is that the game just stops you. You expend resin when you kill a boss, want money, want XP, want artifacts, want to live, want to see my daughter again, pretty much anything. And if you have no resin, well, better wait. God will collect his existence tax and you will fucking pay. Even if you live in Mondstadt, the IRS is an eternal fixture of the universe. And although it's nice to have fair guarantees for artifacts, it has the unique side effect of stopping the game from being played. You get 160 a day, and for reference, you spend 40 for boss loot, so good luck. And if you thought that was bad, get ready for Rule 6, which is you gotta do the daily quests. We Genshin players are always hard at work on the daily dopamine farms, putting in that grind so that we can have a 4-star object every
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
It makes a man wonder why we bothered with making murder illegal in the first place. Thank you, Kane. This game can give you a lot if you decide to commit yourself to it. But if you don't, you will be scraping for crack crystals in a back alley. Maybe make a YouTube video. That alone is probably enough to discourage most people. I thought I was going to be one of those people until I realized that I liked the game. Stockholm Syndrome is actually cool. And for our final rule,
yo, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of the same way for me. I just ended up liking the game.
Language except English. Now, the voice work isn't horrendous, but it doesn't sound like the dialogue was actually written for English, and the translation is fucking hilarious.
The wolves frighten him so badly that he's paralyzed with fear.
We've looked everywhere and haven't seen any of the wolves.
So do what I do and play in Japanese, then switch the game to Chinese whenever you're in Liyue for maximal immersion.
Been chilling.
Misses to liberate my country from the yoke of capitalism. Now that you're armed with what
oh
you
my
need,
god,
should you play the game? Only if you have self-control. It's not worth it to spend money on the game. I'm serious, and that's why you should give me your money so I can spend it responsibly. Remember, the game is free, and so is the porn. I would like to thank the kind Chinese billionaires and international arms dealers of the Max0r Patreon for funding my hopeless and deadly addictions. If you would like to help fund the videos corrupting America's youth in the name of Naxalite Maoism, you can head to the description to learn more. Thank you all for watching and waiting, and of course, your IP address has already been traded.
Whew. That was something, man. I don't even know how to... 10 out of 10. 12 out of 10. 100 out of 10. Resin out of 10 is what I have to say on that.